let's graph this and then identify the vertex, focus, and directrix. Now, one thing you have to notice for both these, the vertex is going to be real easy. It said 0, 0. Okay. When we, for this section, we'll learn how to change the vertex to other spots, but for now it's always going to be at 0, 0. So that's pretty easy. Yay. Yay for us. It's good. Now, to find the focus and directrix, let's start with that and then we'll go with the graph. So the focus is going to be C equals 1 over 4A. Now, A is 1. That's something you want to realize, is that if there's no number in front, it's 1. So put a 1 in right here, so C is 1 over 4. Now, we also want to realize, since this is x equals and this is positive, it's going to be going on the x-axis to the positive side. Your focus will be 1/4 over. So if I want my focus, the coordinate for my focus is going to be 1/4 to the right, so it's 1/4, 0. That will be my focus. And my directrix will be a line over here, which will be the opposite direction, and it's a vertical line. So my directrix is going to be x equals negative 1/4. So I got my focus, directrix, and vertex, and now we're going to graph it. Now, let's plot, put these on here, but the problem is, since this is, you can see these numbers like 1/4, I'm going to actually go by every other. So I'm going to call this like 1/2 and call this 1. This would be 1/2, 1, negative 1/2, 1, sorry, this is negative 1, and this one would be negative 1/2, negative 1. So if I'm going 1/4, 0, that would be right here. And the directrix is x equals negative 1/4, so that would be right there. And then from that, I want to then create my graph. I know it's going to this side. The first and easiest way is look at this a value at 1. So what that means is I'm going to go up and down 1, and that 1 means I'm going to go out 1, and it's to the right. So from the vertex, I'm going to go up to 1, and then I'm going to go out 1. I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to go out 1. That's the easiest. The other way to do it is to also look at the distance from here to here. That distance is 1/4 plus 1/4, which is 1/2. And you take that distance and you go up and you go down. From the focus, you take that distance and go up and then down. The reason for that is, what you have to remember is the distance from the focus to the graph, and then from the graph to the directrix should be the same. And so if I take that distance and go straight up and down, I get a quick coordinate as well. So those are two ways to get quick coordinates. Now you could also make a table, which is possible, but it's a little bit longer. Those are the quickest ways to do it. So let's do this one. The first step, though, you have to divide by negative 4. Hopefully you realize that, because you need to get the y or the x, basically the unsquared value, by itself. Now I'm going to circle this because a lot of times I forget and I go back to this. That's my new equation. I found myself a lot of times messing that up. Anyways, c is going to be 1 over 4 times a, and a is negative 1/4, so that looks like it's actually going to be 1 over negative 4 over 4, which looks like, oh, negative 1. Yay, that equals negative 1. So cool. Now, if that's negative 1, my focus, first of all, this is y equals, and that's negative. I know my graph's going down. So it's going to be negative 1 down. It's going to be 0, negative 1. My directrix is going to be a vertical, horizontal line at y equals positive 1. Make sure I got that right. Yeah. Now, since I'm dealing with a quarter here and a 1 and a 1, I'm going to go by halves again. So I'm going to make this, this is going to be a half, so this is going to be negative 1. Go every other. This one's going to be positive 1. This is going to be positive 1, and this is going to be negative 1. Okay, so we're going every other instead of quarters. Anyways, from there, I want to put my focus. So my focus is 0, negative 1, so this is going to be my focus. My directrix is going to be right there. Good. Now, I could graph by using my A value, which means I'm going to go out 1 in both directions and then go down a quarter. So I'm going to go out 1 and then down a quarter, which is not very far. So out 1, down a quarter. I could use both those points. Sorry, this would be -1, this is 1. You kind of see those points got swallowed up. Anyways, that's not the best way to graph it. The best way would probably be, what's the distance from here to here? Well, this is the distance of 2. So what you do is you go to your focus and you're going to go out 2. So 2 would be right there, and 2 would be right there. Remember, this is -2, +2. Okay. And so from the focus, since the distance from here to here is 2, you go out 2 in both directions. Now you have your graph. That would be the sketch. This is your focus and directrix. Remember, the distance from here to here, and you just go out that. Or you take this value and you go over 1, down a quarter, over 1, down a quarter, same as we did over here. Hopefully this helps.